this video, we will be reviewing 10 questions surrounding childcare/early childhood topics. My name is Alexis, and I am currently a pre-K teacher. I'm also the owner of PrincessEducator.com, where we sell digital products and teacher apparel. Question 1. Confidentiality guidelines should be communicated to staff and families. Such guidelines should most likely include all but which of the following? A. Support standards for each child, culture, language, ethnicity, and family structure. B. Who will have access to the children's assessment records. C. Laws and regulations regarding rights to access. D. Procedures set up to keep records confidential. Personal records such as social security numbers, health history, and religion also ties on to this answer as well. Tips as a teacher: whoever has access or where it is located needs to be within that staff member who works there. Also, know your child care state laws and regulations so you'll know what information that is confidential. Even with your coworkers, you need to keep that within among you guys. Not go tell your family member about what this staff member is dealing with. Also, do not expose your students and coworkers' information. Pretty much what I was saying, please do not expose what medications they're on, health history, all that type of stuff, religion. Please keep that inside the pot. So keep that inside the center. Question 2. You notice that a little boy in your classroom seems to be very tired and often falls asleep before lunch. This is not typical behavior. You should A. Allow him to sleep. He can eat lunch later. B. Nothing. He's fine. Kids get tired. C. Let his parents know that you are seeing a change in his behavior. D. Wake him up. He should not sleep before lunch. Let his parents know that you are seeing a change in his behavior. Now, it is your job to communicate with your parents/guardians of your students. This will create a relationship with your students and their parents to get an answer to your worries. Here is a teacher tip that I recommend to everybody. I will allow the child to sleep and wake up on his own, okay? Record the duration of the times that the child is sleeping, and this right here will provide documentation. So if he continues more than 2 days, alert your director, okay? And I'll say go from there. But if this keeps happening, I say still tell the parents on your communication app that you guys are using inside your classroom or your school, whether it's Class Dojo, ProCare, or whatever software you guys are using. You are planning your lessons for the week, and the week for the week is insects. You want to provide a hands-on experience so they can see what it might feel like to be a bug. Which of the following would provide a fun learning experience? A. Read a book on creepy crawler bugs. B. Sing a song about spiders. C. Fill sand table with dirt and plastic bugs. D. Make bugs out of Play-Doh. Alright, so while the other choices are perfect to allow a hands-on experience to children, you want to have them play in dirt or sand. You can use pretend bugs or safe bugs such as ladybugs, cellar bugs, woodloos, or roly-polies, or, and just let them play around in the sand. Now, depending on what type of curriculum or program your center is providing, I recommend all of them. Also with the real bugs. But if you guys are really scared of the cellar spiders, they're pretty much like granddaddy long legs, as you can see in the diagram right here. But I recommend ladybugs because they're safe. So if you would like to use a real bug, I recommend those. Miss Amy wants to put up center signs to indicate the number of preschoolers allowed in a certain area at one time. This is an example of what major effective learning environment element: A, safety; B, culture; C, zoning; D, setup. All right, so the answer is A, safety, okay? It is your duty to make sure your students are safe at all times. Having a visual poster like, let's just say, dramatic play area with the number 5 helps your students with their number recognition and self-regulation skills. When children paint, besides developing their fine motor skills, they're also developing their A, large motor skills; B, sense of sight; C, I'm going to have trouble saying this word, sequencing skills; D, transitional skills. Okay, that was a tongue twister. All right, so the answer is B, sense of sight. In your state, the toddler-to ratio is 1:10. You notice that you have 17 toddlers. What should you do? A, just deal with it. B, alert your director. C, go home, you're overwhelmed. D, alert your director. And if she does not do anything, report it to your early learning department. All right, so I provided a visual example of how ratios work in childcare. So right here in this figure right here, we have a teacher and we have the number of students that is allowed per teacher based on the age group. In this example, it says school age ratio 6 and up, mainly it's 5 and up, but we're going based on it. So on the very bottom, it's one teacher per 25 school age students. So if there's 2 teachers, we can have 50, and it also goes with the classroom capacity that was given by the state. So it goes, all of that stuff goes in hand. So your director knows these regulations. They should know. If they don't, they need to contact the owner and they need to know this, okay? Now, the answer is alert your director. And she doesn't do anything, report to your early learning department, okay? Like I said, your director should already know this, okay? And this right here causes a huge safety issue if we don't have enough teachers inside of the classroom supervising the students. Number 7. 2 2-year-old children in your class have been fighting over the same toy all week. You have tried giving each child a designated time with the toy, but they're still fighting and whining while the other is playing with the toy. In this situation, which would be the best procedure? All right, so A, put the children in timeout whenever they argue. B, remove the toy from the room for a short period of time. C, buy an identical toy so they won't have to share. D, ask the parents to send in a identical toy for each children. Now, my answer right here will be remove the toy from the room, out of the student's sight so they cannot see it or reach it, okay? Now, some will say, just buy another toy so, but just buy another toy so you'll have enough to share with among the students, which I agree with. But if we already have pretty much half the class percentage based on the repetitive toys, it's actually teaching the students that if I whine and if we fight, we can get our way. Which I agree, let's have enough toys to share with the other kids, like I just said before. But you also want to teach them how to share and how to be patient, okay? And we want to teach them how to self-regulate their emotions, especially at the toddler age. That is my favorite group. I love them all, but toddlers, that's where the learning really, really starts to seep inside their brains when they're 2. So go ahead and start implementing sharing inside of your classroom. Children can perform more challenging tasks when assisted by more advanced adults. Is a major assumption of whose cognitive development theory? A. Erickson, B. Colesberg, C. Piggott, and D. I can't pronounce his name. I'm going to say Vygotsky. Okay? All right, so the answer is D. Now, I recommend you guys to all read up on their theories. A lot of them are, they have similarities, but they're very different. So I have a diagram at the bottom, and I want you guys to screenshot this and save this for later. Also, read up on their theories. It don't take nothing but 1 second to type their names in and just read their theories before you're taking the exam. This will help you guys a lot. Which self-regulated learning process stage is also referred to as performance control? A. Idealistic self, B. Forethought, C. Volitional control, D. Self-reflection. The answer is C. Alright, so on the bottom I have the 3 self-regulated learning stages. Number 1, forethought. 2, violation control, which is performance control, and C, reflection. Number 10, you want to expose the children to a variety of cultures and experience. How can you best involve your community to actively engage your students in this learning? A, ask them to donate money. B, ask them to donate books. C, ask them to come in and share their skills, holidays, and special dress with the children. D, ask them to come in and read books. Alright, so the best answer will be C. So you would like them to come in and share about their skills, their holidays, and their special dress with the children. This will create a hands-on, fun, and diverse learning environment.